Very good gameplay, of course, powered by Intel, presented by Avexia. We'll start with Avexia first. Of course, I've been writing poems for Avexia, but I ran out of poetry, and so now I'm just finding words that rhyme with Avexia, and I'm telling you what they mean. Like word of the day toilet paper, but specifically for one man.
Should we remember the old one first, just to because we're adding?
Sure, yeah.
So it was Plexia?
Yeah, plurexia.
I don't think we should bother.
No. This is how you learn and how you
Because you're going to be
vocabulary.
Remember?
It meant to be like to want a lot of things.
Oh, that's right.
It's like materialistic.
avarice.
To be avarice for greed. Yeah.
So the word today
Avarice is a better word than the forgettable.
It's true. It's true.
Plexia.
Arflexia. It is a noun. So Areflexia. Arflexia. It is the absence of a reflex. So a sign of possible nerve damage, any sensation or change in bodily function that is experienced by a patient and is associated with a particular disease is where it is most commonly seen, but it is the absence of a reflex.
Wouldn't
Interesting.
it be areflexia? Like if you're talking about reflexes.
You're right.
And
I said arflexia. It is areflexia.
Very
See,
good.
we're learning something.
So this is the knee, and if your knee doesn't do the thing,
yeah.
You have areflexia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Or you are flexia.
it does. That's what I was thinking as well. It's like,
Yeah.
are you flexia?
Yeah.
I are flexia.
I are.
There you go. We all learned something, so thank you very much to Avexia. And also, of course, thank you very much to Intel for sponsoring this segment. Very good gameplay. Today's game that we're going to be checking out, something I'm very excited about. Call of the Sea, Steph.
Yeah.
Tell me about Call of the Sea.
Well, it's a beautiful narrative puzzle game set in the 1930s. A woman who studied Polynesian culture with her husband is afflicted by some kind of terrible sickness that manifests itself in strange kind of spots all over her skin, and she feels tired and sick and unwell. And her husband is convinced it's related to the sort of artifacts that they've been studying. So he goes on a journey with a team to this mysterious Polynesian island to try and find a cure. And he never comes back. So the big game starts when she sort of goes in search of him. She can't. It's kind of cool and tropey in a way that it's like no one wants to go to the island because they all believe it's cursed. And then when she gets there, she finds like remnants of the camp and stuff like that. And sort of as you go sort of solving puzzles to figure out what happened and make your way around the island, you start to sort of learn that there's more than meets the eye and that there are older civilizations there. So it's really, really cool. It's beautiful design. It's beautiful art. And did you invert it?
I had to. Yeah. I kept looking at the sand. I was trying to pan up and be like, sorry to interrupt, like after Cyberpunk, I'm like, this is lovely.
Yeah.
Like, look at this outdoors. But sorry, yes, go on.
And
There's a mouse cursor in the middle of the screen as well.
the voice acting and the
click on the game.
performance is really,
But
really...
I can't hear it either, so I don't think it's active.
Oh, sorry, Steve.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah, that's actually. There you go.
Oh, right.
The voice acting and the story, the performance is really, really lovely, and I think all the puzzles also I really enjoy because they're some kind of unique qualities to them. Which
How much time have you put in?
I put in maybe like 3 hours, I would say.
Oh, so you're close to the end because I heard it's like a 4 to 5 hour game.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Slow down. I just learned how to sprint.
What chapter did you get up to? I played for like half an hour and finished chapter 1. Did the prologue. Oh, it wasn't half an hour really. I guess 20 minutes. Yeah.
4 hours for the main quest. So
should
Yeah.
say-
Well, maybe it wasn't that long.
no, but I'm just saying you've put in a decent chunk in terms of like the amount of game.
I got like fair way into the
Yeah,
island,
cool.
and then, but it's like,
There's a hatch.
yeah,
You just went like that, and that implied a hatch, and people were like, "This looks like Lost," and there's going to be a hatch.
there totally is a hatch.
Hatch confirmed.
There you go.
Amazing.
Hatch
Hatch
confirmed.
confirmed.
But something that happened that was unusual for me is that I started to get really motion sick,
Oh.
which actually is so rare for me. Like, I don't get motion sick in anything. My dad has a boat, and I'm on it all the time.
You play
And-
video games on that boat and you still don't get motion sick?
Like, I have an iron stomach when it comes to motion sickness. Like, the only time I've ever experienced motion sickness in a game is when I played, like, a particular VR game that was just, like...
You play Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
Hours of Sea of Thieves.
Yeah. So I actually thought that maybe I was, like, properly ill. And I was like, because it can't be motion sickness. And then I spoke to you,
Polynesian island fever
and I
then.
was
You
like...
came out of your room and you were like, "Our rooms are our studies are connected." And Steph walked into the like hallway and I could see her, and she stood there and she was like, I don't feel so good.
Oh my God.
You've been playing Call of the Sea, haven't you?
Yeah, but and I was like, has it made me motion sick? And Peter was like, it made
Same
me
thing
feel that way
happened
too.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
I turned off the motion blur.
I
Something
tried
about
to-
the floatiness of the game that is like very.
I tried to expand the like field of view to maybe make it not so like.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
It does not stand out from what we're seeing now as a game.
No,
So
I feel like I've played a million games like this and never experienced that sensation. But like, I don't know.
Maybe
It
there's
was-
something in the atmosphere in the mountains today.
I want to point out absolutely gorgeous looking game.
Yes.
I think it looks phenomenal. Love the art style. I played about 15 minutes of it last night.
Yeah.
I was just like, I'm just going to check this out because it's on Game Pass as well, so
Yep.
you just get it. This game is running right now on the Intel NUC Extreme. This little bad boy here sitting next to the massive pile of M&Ms, and just a fantastic looking game. But you move so slow. Could it be
Yes.
the movement speed of
you
this
can
character
sprint.
walking?
you can
Because
sprint over-
she walks like slower than a slow walk, and there is that floatiness to it that I feel like she walks like a ship would walk.
she walks a bit faster once you're on the island. She,
Okay,
like,
right.
She,
I can
she gets a bit
sprint.
better.
Okay, right,
She
okay,
can sprint.
okay.
But
There's some serious wobble going on though. Like there's some.
It wasn't even the wobble. It's whatever kind of like
this turn.
ramping they've put on the
Yeah.
speed of the turn.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's like a little bit
because
off.
also I was playing with mouse and keyboard, so I was able to move the mouse a lot quicker.
Yeah.
And then I found with the close quartersness of it, and something about the way the camera was moving made me feel like. "Bleh."
Yeah,
I've just turned up the sensitivity, but it has. You're right. It has a slowdown, like an ease.
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah,
slows down,
that's
so
what
it's
it
not
is.
snappy, which
Oh,
it
it's
makes
doing it for me
immersive.
now even.
Oh,
Is it?
sorry. Look away.
So with this game, the vibes I got straight away just
I
from
feel
the
hot.
setup, because it had that.
Peter
It
the
had
fan.
that. Stop looking at the screen. It had that lovely setup on a ship. I love anything on a ship. I love
Yeah.
like deserted island ship-based stuff, and with all the little things so it had a Outer Wilds vibe to me straight away, where it was like, oh, there's like this little core mystery here that I'm going into this world that's not going to be as I think it is, like, but surrealist, like, because the first cutscene is you're underwater.
well, we should say
Yeah.
we picked this up a little further in than like maybe
Totally,
of like
yeah.
10 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
Just so people who want to experience for the first time can watch that opening.
And
But
it's
does
like,
but does that surrealist stuff continue throughout?
Yes, and I would say the core mystery is what draws you through. It's so unusual and it's so strange.
your journal.
And the kind of the information as you start to learn it is like it just compels you to keep playing. Like there are some puzzle games that I feel like I sort of play and then I just sort of lose interest in the story and I don't feel like I care enough about it to kind of want to continue. But I'm invested in this one because the voice acting is so good.
Yep.
I love the storytelling and the setup, and then the puzzles are really fun because they're just really unique and strange.
I assume I need to get a capstone for that
yeah.
thing over there. Am
When
I-
you say unique and
So
strange,
look at your
puzzles,
journal
what do
again
you
now.
mean?
Like there's one I don't want to give anything away, but there's one, for example, where you have to use a strange mechanical device to match kind of ink blots that you see in another part of the
Oh, okay.
thing, and you use a weird
nice to-
device to kind of mark them. It was just, I'd never seen anything like that before. It was weird.
Like it's more abstract than necessarily like,
Yeah, like-
oh, you just got to put this keystone in a thing.
Yes, there's that as well, and some of them are just like match the symbols and stuff like that. But there's also just like a few weird things that is really cool. But
Yeah.
I also just like the whole,
interact.
you know, when
Have you not got
when
the
any of these kind of movies or games or anything that's sort of to do with a lost civilization or something like that, you get so
pick something up
your
yet.
mind starts racing about like what happened to you or
Totally,
whatever.
yeah.
And then as the game starts to show you
Maybe because I've already finished it.
murals and journal entries and letters and stuff like that, it just fills your mind with more questions, and it just does that really well in such a classy way.
I love it because this is like,
Hang on, so and just to dive into the game itself, it's like you obviously got a journal that fills out as you see details.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which
Any
kind of
any detail that is relevant to a puzzle will go in your
Automatically
little
goes in?
notebook, and then
Nice.
there's story stuff that fills out in a written journal as well that you can refer to.
I think unfortunately because I played this section, this puzzle is broken because I finished it already.
Oh,
But
okay.
if we jump,
but you can keep going forward.
no, the door
he
won't.
can't. He
open.
Oh,
can't
right.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
feel a bit sick.
there you go.
It's weird. Isn't
Yeah,
it? I feel it now also.
That's an interesting one.
What was I going to say? So I spoke about this I think last week about the idea of like there's every Christmas I find a game to just like fall in love with and get lost in. This game is probably a little too short for me to do that over the course of like the whole Christmas break. But I am now more excited about this than I am about Cyberpunk, just in terms of like the potential that this holds. In terms of storytelling
it's just
stuff.
beautiful. It's so lovely. Is there anything in the settings that you can change to make it better?
The chat were asking for it.
Because it was too sick.
Yeah.
Really?
I think people were
Chat was saying,
sick.
please make it smaller.
Yeah.
It's making us sick.
Yeah, so
right.
they wanted as well.
Oh my
How interesting, because again, I had this exact same reaction that you did. I played the prologue and the first chapter, which we saw bugged because I already finished it. It is a stunning game.
Yeah.
I played it at like 10 o'clock this morning in the lead up to Cyberpunk launching. And before I played Cyberpunk on PC, it was the prettiest thing I'd seen on my computer by far.
It's done a wonderful
No
job.
HUD.
It's like got a really lovely palette, and the way they've just come like soft lighting and everything kind of pops, but without being it has that stylized vibe. I'm saying all this with wine. It has a stylized vibe and palette to it, but it's like, I wouldn't call it realistic, but it's just like a lovely again, it's that sort of painterliness.
I broadened the field of view, and I feel like that helped me. And I pushed through
off,
like a lot of illness just because I was enjoying the game so much. But
Right.
This is only playing it. Yeah,
How
I'll just leave it at
strange.
that.
Your global quality is epic, but not.
Vertical
What was the Cyberpunk one?
Psycho.
Not Psycho.
So I just increased the field of view and turned
Yeah.
motion blur off. I turned motion blur off on mine, didn't bother increasing field of view because I got a widescreen monitor. But
You could just look at Pete, Steph, and Gus, and out of the corner of your eye, experience.
that helps me a
Yeah.
little bit. It doesn't fix it, but I feel like it makes it better.
Hopefully they fix that, because clearly it's a problem that a lot of people are experiencing.
Yeah.
Just watching it being
I'm
played, not
surprised
even
that the
playing it.
developers weren't affected by it when they were playtesting it or whatever.
true.
Like
This has serious Myst vibes. I just want to go through the log because I know it. The quests are basically like you find clues within the world, you interact with them. They're not like shining, like come and interact with me things. They're like, oh, that shadow's interesting, kind of like The Witness.
Yep.
You look at it and it's like, oh, she makes a note of it.
Does she tell you when she makes a note of it? Or
She
just
tells you
think,
when she makes a
okay,
note of it. For example, these symbols here, these sigils help me solve a puzzle in the last chapter.
Got it.
And it was about, like, once you find one of those, you're like, okay, I should be looking for similar things to that. And obviously, chapter 1, the easiest chapter, the promise of it is that it's going to be more intriguing in the way that you interact with the world in order to solve the puzzle of the area.
Right.
And yeah, beautiful performance by the actress, and the game is stunning. And it is surreal at points. Like when you find the bird one, like the birds, like the lorikeets are kind of like hovering around in front of you, like a Disney kind of film and stuff.
it makes such a huge difference. Like
gonna
the
say.
voice acting just makes me
Beautiful.
care about her instantly
I'm gonna go like.
and want
Find a frame.
her to.
I'm gonna slow walk for everyone.
Oh, okay, right. It makes me instantly care about her and want her to be well, and like I'm so invested in a story when I care about the person.
Yeah.
And so that's what I want for Cyberpunk.
Totally. I mean, even like I said, played 10 minutes of this just to sort of figure out what it was, and instantly felt attached to her, and a very clear like mission. This is what I'm here to do. Quite charming in terms of like, here's the locked case that I have, and oh goodness, I forgot the code for the thing. Where is it? Oh,
Fisticuffs.
And it totally has that, like the same thing that made Indiana Jones successful, like the playing against the serial Hollywood, like
totally.
against
Yeah,
like
okay.
the writing is perfect, the tone is perfect of that prologue of being like, here's a photo of a strapping young lad in a hat, and I'm going to go on a quest to find him.
Yeah.
My husband. And, it's like, and you turn around and there's like the 30s is such a beautiful era as well. Like,
Yeah.
obviously she's a very well-to-do woman. She's got this like massive chest that she
dresses.
travels with. It's got dresses in it, and like it opens up into a cabinet, and it's like, this is all just so beautifully designed.
Yeah.
And, like you're so in the world, like from the moment you start playing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it just makes you buff.
I love that also, like, we've gone and just found someone who's, like, written up a card being like, here's how we're going to blow up this little temple. And then you turn it around, there's an old-fashioned 30s cartoon, blah, 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 I'm so clever. Gosh, they were fun back then.
So that is Call of the Sea. Yeah, I'm excited. I have not felt anything weird, so I'm fine with what I've seen here so far. Hopefully that continues. And it means that I can actually dive into this because, yeah, I kind of like totally slept on this. Hadn't really heard anything about it, and then it came out, and I went, and you said, I'm going to check this out, and I had a look, and I was like, oh, this is my jam. So I'm very
Feeling unwell? Try a swig of Brilliantine. That'll fix what ails you.
Don't drink that at all.
I think it's aftershave.
No, it's for your hair.
No, it's for your hair. It's
Brill cream was for your hair. That's how they like slicked their hair and then combed it and set it.
So there you go. That was, I mean, I'm not going to say it was very good gameplay.
No.
It was certainly gameplay.
We should have had, I guess, more of a conversation with the audience about how sick it's making them.
Well, I don't know. Like you don't know how much it's going to affect like everyone.
Totally.
Yeah.
But the fact that it has affected. Did it affect you? Yeah.
I'm not wearing my glasses.
75%
I just felt
of
a little
people-
bit off for a
And
second.
a significant portion of the audience.
Yeah.
But I will make it very clear, none of that had anything to do with the Nuck.
No.
No.
I played on the
The Nuck was doing, God bless you, the Lord's work.
I also feel like,
The Nuck was probably like, you know what, I'm feeling a little bit sick as well, but I got to keep pushing through.
full of M&Ms.
Thanks, Avexia, for making people sick, says Decay.
Yeah. That was Avex's
I feel like if we've now warned people adequately that like if they were interested in this game, this shouldn't turn them off. It's like if you play it and set it up and know that you like might get motion sickness and turn those settings off and play it in a sensible manner and not sprint around like I was at the start, you'll probably be okay.
If you play it on a television this big, just down in your peripheral vision, you'll probably be fine.
Yeah, totally. And yeah, it is a shame because hopefully there's a patch to fix this because it's like I'm so compelled to play it, but it made me ill.
Yeah.
It's so strange.
Wow.
It's so strange. All right. Well, thank you very much to Intel, Nuck, and also Avexia, who did just turn up and was like, "What? Hi. Why are you all saying my name right now? It's because you made everybody sick."